Welcome to the deep dive.
We're the show that really gets into those complex stories, the ones where a search for truth just spirals.
Exactly. You start pulling one thread, and suddenly there's this whole tangled mess of manipulation, ambition, sometimes even, well, betrayal.
And that's definitely what we're tackling today. We're diving into a really gripping narrative from the novel Mistress of Justice.
Right. It takes us deep into the world of TV news. There's a man accused of murder, and this really relentless chase for the truth that honestly uncovers some shocking stuff.
And for this deep dive, we're pulling directly from the novel itself. So we get these rich, detailed excerpts, the characters, their thoughts, the plot twists.
It's great source material, gives us a real window into everything.
So our mission today is to kind of unpack this story. We'll explore the main mystery who killed network news head Lance Hopper. We'll look at the fight for justice, the costs involved when, fact and fiction get blurred. Yeah, and we'll track the key players, how our ideas of who's innocent and who's guilty shift, and pinpoint those aha moments, those points where everything you thought you knew gets turned upside down. We want to connect that back to bigger ideas about truth and media that matter to you.
Okay, let's start with the guy right at the center, Randy Boggs. He's doing 15 years for manslaughter, for killing Lance Hopper.
Yeah, and our first real encounter with him is this letter he sends from prison, Harrison Men's Correctional Facility. It's handwritten, kind of shaky.
Just says, who it may concern, you have to help me, please.
You can just feel the desperation, can't you? And the book paints this picture of life inside, constant threat, this breaking of nerve, it calls it.
That fear of being, what was it, stripped away, body from cowardly soul.
Yeah.
Tense.
Totally. And he talks about an early attack, thinking it was a knife, but seeing just a sparkle of the glass. Imagine that fear. He's just hunched over, writing this plea for help.
So this letter, it lands on the desk of someone named Rune. She's, a camera person at the network.
Yeah, pretty low on the ladder. Gets a pile of bizarre letters, and his is in there.
And her first take on Boggs from watching old tapes is just, this dude is a total nerd.
Yeah, but then almost immediately she gets this gut feeling like he looks more like a victim than a killer.
Even with no real evidence?
Nope, none at all at this stage, just pure intuition. And that feeling, that strong belief in his innocence, that's what really kicks things off for her. It kind of drives everything she does next.
Makes you think, how much do you trust that gut feeling when the facts aren't there yet?
It's a big question, right? Especially in news. But her determination, it's this mix of empathy and maybe, well, some serious ambition, too.
And trying to push this story inside a big network. Sounds tough.
Yeah.
We meet the anchor, Piper Sutton. Sounds like she's not buying it.
Not at all. Described as ruthless, demanding. She basically scoffs at Rune's, idea, asks if she's some kind of justice psychic. Ouch.
Yeah, so Rune's facing network politics right away. What about the producer, Lee Maisel?
He's the boss, the general, running the show. He's skeptical too, but he does see something. He mentions the Boggs case, quote, went a little too smoothly, too fast.
So a little crack there. Maybe.
Maybe. But you gotta understand the environment. Network news is all about ratings. Nielsen, Arbitrum, those numbers rule everything. Getting your story preempted, bumped for breaking news, that's like career death.
So it's high pressure.
Extremely. And Rune, she actually uses this. She the book says blackmails Sutton into letting her pursue it, says she'll turn those ratings in the other direction.
Whoa. That's bold. Shows her grit, I guess.
Absolutely. It highlights how getting the truth out there in network news is tangled up with just getting eyeballs,
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what stories get ignored because they don't seem flashy enough.
Good point. So how does Rune start digging?
Well, she goes through the official channels first, Department of Correctional Services, meets the press relations guy, Bill Swenson, and she gets her first break, an off-the-record tip, her first confidential source.
Okay, progress. But didn't you say there are personal costs, too?
Oh, big time. Rune lives on a houseboat, right, and her friend Claire shows up unexpectedly with her 3-year-old daughter, Courtney.
On a houseboat? With a toddler? While trying to crack a murder case?
Exactly. It's overwhelming. And Rune makes this incredibly tough decision. She temporarily places Courtney with social services.
Wow.
Yeah. She feels this huge responsibility to do her story and save him. It just underlines how much she's putting on the line, personally. It's not just a job anymore.
Definitely not. So does this sacrifice start to yield results? Does she find anything?
She does. The case against Boggs really starts to wobble. Remember the eyewitness, Miss Brickman? Her testimony was key to convicting him.
When she identified Boggs, said something like, "Sure I did, it was Randy Boggs." Pretty clear.
That's what everyone thought. But Rune keeps pushing, questioning her, and Miss Brickman eventually admits her identification was not pretty much at all. That's a direct quote.
Wait, what? How did she ID him then?
She saw him on TV after he was arrested, not during the actual shooting. She basically formed the memory based on the news coverage.
Oh, man. That's huge. That throws the whole conviction into doubt, doesn't it?
Completely. It's a massive flaw. And it really makes you, the listener, think about how easily eyewitness memory can be influenced, especially by media.
So where does Rune go from there?
This leads her to a really interesting character, Bennett Frost. He's this wealthy, super reclusive shipping guy.
And he saw something.
He did. He's terrified of publicity because of his wealth, but Rune eventually gets him to talk, and he describes the actual killer.
What did he look like?
Frost says, a fat man. Not fat all over, but with a bare belly, like a timpani, dark blondish hair, a mustache, and sideburns. A light jacket, powder blue. Very specific details.
Okay, and does that connect to anything?
It connects big time. Frost identifies this man as Jimmy, and Jimmy is the name Boggs used for the guy he claims picked him up and drove him to New York.
No way. So Boggs' alibi. It checks out.
It looks like it. This implicates the other guy, who we later learn is Jack Nestor. It's a massive aha moment, but...
There's always a but in stories like this, isn't there?
Sadly, yes. Bennett Frost is found dead not long after talking to Rune. Clearly silenced.
Good God. So the stakes just keep rising.
And the corruption goes even deeper. Shockingly deep. Remember Lee Maisel, Rune's boss, the executive producer?
Yeah, the Pulitzer winner. The general.
Well, turns out his Pulitzer-winning story from Beirut. Parts of it were fabricated, made up.
A Pulitzer winner faked his story.
Yes. And guess who was investigating Maisel's past just before he died?
Lance Hopper, the victim.
Bingo. Suddenly, Maisel has a very, very strong motive for wanting Hopper dead. It's a stunning twist.
That's unbelievable. A top journalist, celebrated for integrity, involved in murder. Because his lies were about to be exposed.
It shakes the very foundation of trust in journalism, doesn't it? If someone at that level can betray the truth so profoundly, what does that mean? It's chilling.
Absolutely. So Rune has this explosive information now. Frost's testimony, Maisel's motive.
Right. She edits it all together, this killer story exposing everything, ready to air in the show, current events. But then, disaster.
Let me guess. Something happens to the tape.
You got it. The master tape, all the copies. They just vanish from the network system. Gone.
Sabotage.
Has to be. It forces Maisel and Sutton to decide to broadcast the story live, which is incredibly risky, totally chaotic.
And Rune's thinking, the real killer must have stolen the tapes, right?
Yeah.
To stop the truth from coming out.
That's her immediate thought. Meanwhile, things get worse for Boggs in prison. He's attacked again, and his protector, this guy Severn Washington, is killed trying to help him.
So Boggs is completely exposed now.
And his survival instinct just takes over. And this is maybe the biggest gut punch of the whole story.
Okay, what happens?
The neat narrative of Boggs' perfect innocence, it unravels. It turns out he was involved in Hopper's killing. He was there with Jack Nestor.
He was involved after everything.
Yeah. He claims he only fired a warning shot, that Nestor fired the fatal one. But he was there. His whole innocent man plea was, well, partly a fabrication, a way to survive, maybe, but still a lie.
Wow. So Rune's intuition. It was both right and wrong. He wasn't the sole killer, maybe, but he wasn't just an innocent victim either.
Exactly. It just muddies the water completely. Who do you root for? Who's telling the truth? It forces you to see how complex people's motivations can be, especially under pressure.
And the danger isn't over for Rune, I assume.
Far from it. Jack Nestor, the actual killer, Jimmy, tracks Rune down to her houseboat. He tries to kill her, ties her up, sets the boat on fire.
No, Courtney's there too, right?
Yes. It's terrifying. Pure desperation. But then, this almost random stroke of luck, a middle-aged couple from Ohio driving a Winnebago sees the fire.
A Winnebago?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Seriously. They pull over, manage to rescue Rune and Courtney just in time. It's incredibly dramatic, like something out of a movie almost.
Unbelievable rescue.
Yeah.
So Nestor gets away.
For the moment. But Rune isn't done. She uses the network's resources, gets help from someone named Bradford Simpson, and sets a trap.
A trap for Maisel and Nestor.
Exactly. It all comes down to this final confrontation in Studio E. Under pressure, Maisel confesses everything, faking the story, his role in Hopper's murder. Then Nestor spills the details, too, about setting Boggs up, about the killing.
Someone's recording this.
Bradford Simpson is. He gets the whole confession on tape, but then Nestor sees him and shoots him.
Oh, no.
It's chaos. But then another twist. Randy Boggs shows up.
Boggs. Yeah.
He's disguised as a homeless man. He ambushes Nestor, tackles him, essentially saves Rune's life.
The guy who lied to her ends up saving her.
I told you it was complex. It's this incredible moment of, I don't know, twisted loyalty, retribution. Boggs, the liar, becomes the unlikely hero in the final moment.
So how does it all wrap up? What's the aftermath?
Well, Maisel is arrested. Nestor gets shot. The implication is the police take him down. And Boggs, he's released, but he'll face a new trial, obviously.
Woman Rune, after all that.
It's rough. Her houseboat is gone. Courtney goes back to her mom, Claire, who tragically was shot and is recovering from injuries sustained when Nestor first came after Rune. A terrible consequence of the whole thing.
Oh, that's awful. And Rune's career.
She's fired, betrayed by Maisel, lost her home, her job. She has the truth, yeah, but at a massive personal cost. She has to completely rebuild her life.
So not exactly a happy ending, more like a realistic one.
Messy, very messy. And that's really the takeaway from this deep dive, isn't it? This story shows how chasing the truth, especially within powerful institutions like the media or the justice system, can uncover really disturbing layers of corruption, lies, betrayal.
Yeah, it wasn't just the killer, it was the system itself, the journalism ethics.
Right. And it leaves us, and you listening, with a pretty tough question. In a world where ambition twists facts, where survival can dictate what truth someone tells, what does real integrity even look like?
And maybe more importantly, what price are we willing to pay to actually find it? Something to think about.